Welcome, students. It's nice to see you. Today, we will continue writing in our grateful journals. Before we begin, let's make sure you have the supplies that we will need. You're going to need a journal, a writing utensil, and if you want to do an illustration, you'll need colored pencils or crayons. If you don't have those items, go ahead and push pause, go get the things you need, and meet me back here. Remember from our last lesson together that when you feel grateful, it means that you're thinking positive thoughts or noticing the positive things that are happening around you. Today, we are going to focus our thinking on being grateful for ourselves. So when you feel grateful or thankful about yourself, you are thinking happy thoughts and thinking about the things you do well. So what do you like about yourself? Maybe your strength or your smarts, your good looks. Is there a particular skill that you're working on, such as cooking, talking to people, working on computers, or playing sports? Let's take a few minutes or a few moments and think about what it is you like about you. If you need more think time, please pause and then join back. It feels good, doesn't it, to think about the things that you like about yourself? I'll share my thinking before I write. Remember, it's always a great idea to have an outline in your mind about what you want to write before you get started. Things I like about me. I like that I always try and be healthy. I do this by taking a walk outside every day. I also like about myself that I continue trying even when things are hard. An example of that I'm working on right now is I'm painting a room in our house, and it's really hard and I want to give up, but I haven't given up, and when I'm finished, I will have a very nice room with new paint. I also like that I enjoy cooking. That's one thing I'm proud of. I try and cook for my family most nights, and I really enjoy doing that. So that's something that I could say I'm proud of about myself. What did you think about yourself? What are you proud of? Next, I'm going to model my thinking into writing into my grateful journal. Instead of writing into the journal today, though, I'm going to try using chart paper so you can see my thinking and you can see my writing as I'm going along. And I may stop and give you some reminders about what we do as writers as I'm writing. So even though I'm using chart paper today, I still want you to use your grateful journal when you get started on your writing. Okay, now today is my second entry. So I'm going to write up on the top of the paper, entry 2. You might want to write the date, or you can write the number of entries that you've had so far in your journal. It's kind of fun when you're writing in a journal to keep track of how many things we are thankful for. Because when we're all finished, you'll have so many different things you're thankful for, and you can quickly look up at the top and see how many you have. Okay, so to get started, the first thing that I thought about when I was doing my think time was that I like that I try to be healthy. So I'm going to go ahead and write that up here. And I'm also today going to try and give a reason for each of the examples I give. So it's always a good idea when you share your thinking to also say why you're thinking that. So I'm going to model that here for you today. And remember, we start every sentence with a capital letter, an uppercase letter. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. My first sentence will say, I like that I try to be healthy each day. So I'll start with that uppercase letter. And like is one of the words That would be a word that you should know how to read and write. L-I-K-E, like, I like. That I, and remember, I is a proper noun, so we always want that to be capital, not lowercase when you refer to yourself. And the word healthy, if you don't know how to spell every word, remember, just stretch out the sounds that you do hear and write those down. I like that I try to be healthy every day. By going, and remember, going, ing, that ing, that suffix at the end. Going on walks outside. Now I'm at the end of this thought. The end of this sentence, I'll need to put a period or some type of punctuation, and in this case, a period. Okay. My next thought was, after I was thinking about that I liked being healthy, I thought about how I like that I don't give up. And I gave the example of painting my room and not giving up on that, even when it got hard. So I'm going to write that next. That will be my next thought. So here I started with a I like. Down here I'm going to say, I'm going to continue with I. Again, uppercase letter for two reasons. One, because it's the beginning of the sentence, and two, because it's a proper noun and you're referring to yourself. I like, again, that I don't, and remember, don't is a contraction of do not, so we need that apostrophe. Don't, that I don't give up even when is one of those words we need to know how to read and write. W-H-E-N, when. Things, two letters, one sound. T-H, things are hard. And I'm going to go ahead and put a period here. It's the end of my thought, and I'm going to continue with my example in another sentence. So I have, I like that I don't give up even when things are hard. You could put a because here, and then you could share your thinking. I'm going to start a new sentence by saying, I, capital letter again, because it's the beginning of a sentence and a proper noun. I am painting. So I have the word paint and I need ing. Remember, ing, I-N-G. I am painting my room and even though, this might be a word that you just have to hear the sounds and write down the letters to the sounds that you hear. Even though it's, again, a contraction, it is. So I need to put an apostrophe. Even though it's really, using a bit of a description here, it's not just hard, it's really hard. It's not the beginning of a sentence, but It is a proper noun, so it needs to be capitalized. I haven't. Haven't is also a contraction for have not. And I need to put an apostrophe between the N and the T there. I haven't given up. End of my sentence. What do I need? I need punctuation, and I will use a period. Okay. My final thought as I was going through my thinking earlier before writing, I said that I liked that I tried to be healthy. I liked that I don't give up. And then I said I was proud of myself for my cooking skills and that I like to be able to use those skills to make my family dinner most nights. So that's the final sentence I'm going to write today in my journal entry. I'm going to start it with I'm proud. I'm is a contraction for I am. It will start with an uppercase letter because it is the beginning of our sentence. I'm proud of my cooking. Again, I have the word cook and I want to add ing, ing. My cooking skills. End of a sentence. I need punctuation. I'm proud of my cooking skills. I, uppercase letter because it's proper noun and beginning of the sentence, love to make. And remember, when you hear the long vowel, you know that you need to either have two vowels together, you've got that E at the end. In the case of make, we have that silent or the bossy E at the end, making the A say its long name. I love to make my family dinner most nights. And again, I'm at the end of my sentence, so I will add punctuation, and I added a period. So one thing you always want to do when you think you're finished writing is you go back through and you reread. You want to read to make sure you have clearly put your thoughts down. You want to make sure it makes sense and that you have written down everything that you've thought, because sometimes our thoughts get to going so quickly and our hands don't move as quickly to get all of our thoughts down. So it's a very important step when you're writing to always reread. So I'm going to do that now, and I will model that by reading out loud. I like that I try to be healthy every day by going on walks outside. I like that I don't give up even when things are hard. I am painting my room, and even though it's really hard, I haven't given up. I'm proud of my cooking skills. I love to make my family dinner most nights. So I do have all of my thinking, and it was important to me in this entry that I told you what it was I liked about myself and why. And I would like to challenge you to do that in your writing today. Think about the things that you really like about yourself and then share why it is you like those things or why you're proud of yourself for the things that you're trying to do or the things that you know you do well. So that is your job today as a writer, to get your journal out and go ahead and get started writing. I hope that you enjoy writing about the things you like about yourself. And remember to look for kindness around you and things that make you happy. I'll see you next time.